We've been talking about how women generally do suffer from a lack of confidence, and importantly, not just a lack of confidence, but really finding the courage. Even if you're confident you can do something, how do you find the courage within yourself to make you go for it? And you've got some tips about how you motivate yourself and what works for you that you're willing to share.
Yes,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And I think probably tied to that is how you develop this sense of resilience, which I think is quite important, certainly for women today. So I think when you ask me that question, I think the first thing that I would say would be, for me, you've got to identify what motivates you and what you absolutely love, because for me, to develop confidence and develop resilience in the workplace, you have to do your job because you love it, not because you get paid for it, would be my number one. And the reason I say that is that will see you through the really, really bad days and the weeks that you've had that are atrocious, and you've just got to get through it. So I think for me, my number one would be, I do it because I love it. It's nice to get paid, but I do it because I love it. I think the second thing that I would say is probably don't be afraid to fail. I feel that most women don't like failure. I certainly don't. I like to know that I'm doing the best thing I can do all the time. But actually, if you are afraid of failure, you are constantly anxious and feel stressed about it. So my mantra probably changed about 5-10 years ago now, where I embrace failure. If it happens, it happens. But for me, I don't let it happen twice. So if there's something that's not gone quite right, I always say to myself, that will never happen again. I try and avoid it. And so for me, that's my coping mechanism. That works for me. I think maybe my number 3 would be always go with your gut feel, because 9 times out of 10, your intuition is far more powerful than anything. And perhaps over the years, when I've not followed my instinct and my gut feel, actually, what's unfolded is probably what I would have predicted, but I didn't have the courage or the conviction to see it through. So my gut feel is something that I'll always draw upon. I think counter to that is number 4 for me, which is if you go with your gut feel, always have a go-to person. So for me, my go-to person, he's someone that I've worked with for years. We are different generations. We've known each other for 25 years, but actually he's someone that always gives me a different viewpoint. So he's that go-to person for me, and that gives me that confidence sometimes with my gut feel and my intuition and things. I think the big thing to boost your confidence is timing. I'm a big believer that timing's everything. Timing can make or break a decision. Timing can make or break your career. Timing can make or break how comfortable and confident you feel with something. So I always try and pick my moments because I think that can make all the difference. So they probably would be, in a nutshell, some things that I certainly draw upon, if it helps.